Hey, hey, everyone, savvy social media superstars out there and other successful entrepreneurs. I'm Laura Rubenstein here with Kai all day. Hi, Kai.
Hi everybody.
And we're here to give you a little preview, a little snapshot into what's coming. We've got another Social Buzz U, that's Social Buzz Universities, brought to you by Social Buzz Club. Uh, training. We do, as maybe you do or maybe you don't know, twice a month we give trainings with experts like Kai, an opportunity to share their wisdom and train you with a high level content. So what's the topic next week? It's how to get paid what you're worth. And who's going to do it? It's Ms. Kai all day. Hi, Kai.
Hey.
So I'm super excited to have you on the show and to have you do a training. It's not just a interview show, but next week
Yeah.
on July, what is it, 23rd,
23rd, yeah.
11 a.m. Pacific. If you go to socialbuzzu.com, you can RSVP for Kai's talk on how to get paid what you're worth. Now, I love how you called this episode, this webinar, Show Me the Money. Why is it so important? Why are you passionate about this topic?
I have, if I'm being really honest, I come from a background, all women who are entrepreneurs. My mom was an entrepreneur, my aunt, like everybody. And because they were entrepreneurs and they worked so hard, I didn't want to be an entrepreneur. And so it was never even like, I didn't even consider it. I was like, what job can I get where I don't have, like, they're going to give me the fringe benefits. I can get paid well. I have the title. And you know what I mean? I can still make a difference in the world, but not have all the stress that I saw them having. And then I went into corporate, all these things happen. And I love striving, right? I like hitting those big goals, but I was missing out on so much in my personal life. And that's the first time where I was like, maybe I should start my own business. And it's funny that all of a sudden became a kind of beacon for me, but it was because I had already missed out on my kid's life. And I was like, okay, I got to do this. And then, so as I dove into it and I just started talking so my mom is a restaurant owner and she's owned a restaurant for 25 years. All of her friends have had businesses. So I just started talking to them. And the one thing that I found that they struggled with was they had these really successful businesses, but none of them, like when I said, okay, well, what are you going to do now? Like, who's going to take it over? Are your kids, all these things. They're like, well, I'm going to sell it. And then I would be like, well, why are you selling it? Because they're still young. And so they would then have to find another source of income. And they're like, well, I'm tired. My business relies too much on me. And, we don't make enough money to hire this kind of person. So it was just all these conversations that I kept hearing. And I was like, how sad is that to be an entrepreneur and not have, like, you've worked so hard. And in our community, we're a small community. Entrepreneurs in general, we make a huge difference in the communities that we're in. And because of that, like, how sad is it that then you have to go and find a different job so that you can take a break? And so that's what got me so passionate about entrepreneurs. Number one was, how do you figure out this business, right? And let it work for you instead of against you. And then how do you make enough money that you can live the life that you dreamed about without sacrificing so much, right? There has to be a happy medium somewhere. So that was like kind of I'm going to dive in. And then what I found after coaching so many people was money was huge. As soon as you talk about pricing, people just clam up. Oh, I don't know. How do I price? I mean, it's just, there's so many issues around money. So I feel like it's a conversation that needs to happen in order for entrepreneurs to make their mark, because we are the ones in the community. Big companies have nothing but love, but as an entrepreneur, you own your business. You can decide how your business influences your community. You don't have to ask your board. You don't have to, you know what I mean? There's no like, hey, I'm popular, so I can't do this and I can't. This is your company. You make the impact you want to make. And so for me, it's just so important that we're getting paid what we're worth. We're not just looking at what's the average value. Like, what is your, I get really passionate and then I can't talk. But what is your value and how do you get people to see that value so then they start paying you willingly what you are worth? Right? That's the big question that we all have.
Oh, it is a big question. We want to live our passions. A lot of people are like, if I build it, they will come. But if you don't think through
Yes.
the, oh my gosh, how am I going to get paid without burning
Hmm.
myself out and feel like I love what I do, then you might be left like splat. You try and try
Yeah.
and try, and it's not happening.
Yeah.
So you're going to help us think through these things of how we can
Yes.
get paid what we were worth. So take us through what the training next week's going to be
Okay.
about with how
So yeah. So when I think about pricing, I think of like a rectangle. And in the rectangle, there's this square. And the square is like the price that everyone thinks you're supposed to get paid, the average market price, the what other people perceive you as. And all of us entrepreneurs, this is where we're forced to live because that's what everybody sees. So next week we're going to talk about the 4 common mistakes that go into why we feel like we need to be in this box and how do you get into that bigger rectangle, into that pool that you want to swim in where you can breathe easy, you can own your business, you can have influence, you can create impact, you can give back and be generous. Like that's what we're going to be talking about next week. So the 4 common mistakes that we make with pricing, where we're missing the mark, and then of course the not so secret weapon that we all have, and then how to maximize it.
ooh, the not so secret weapon. I can't
Yeah.
I can't wait to know what this not so secret weapon that we all have is that can
Missing it.
maximize what we get
We just need to
paid.
learn how to use it. Yeah.
Okay, well, if you want to find out what that not so secret weapon is, because I'm not going to let you reveal it today, please go RSVP at socialbuzz, the letter u.com, and Kai's going to give it all away. I mean, what I love about our free webinars and what you're alluding to and what I know you're going to do is give us some high content, actionable
Yes,
content that you can walk away and actually start charging more for your
exactly.
services and or charging
Yeah.
what you're worth. It might not be more, but it might be a feeling of how can you get more balance in your life back
Hmm.
as an entrepreneur, make the biggest difference you want. And that's why it's so important. I mean, that's what I hear you saying. You have a passion for working with entrepreneurs who are making huge difference and in the world, and they don't have to burn themselves out. And
Yes.
especially when
Yes.
and when some of us are reorganizing the way we do business, we're reinventing ourselves. I'm not going to use the P word because it's overused, but yeah. So anyway, it's going to be great. And I'm just going to share the screen real quick to show you when you go to socialbuzzu.com, you can go right there and you scroll down on the page and you'll see that there is a little bit more details about what you're going to learn. And if you RSVP, by the way, if you RSVP here, you'll get notified every time we do a webinar unless you unsubscribe to us. And we do it twice a month. So I'm not talking, we remind you twice a month about this. You get probably a couple of emails during that week and that we do it. So we have incredible people just like Kai. And you can only attend them live. So last week we had Tracy Repchek, who did how to turn your expertise into a 6-figure income using online courses. So, oh, you want to learn about those kind of things? I mean, that was like so golden. She gave us like business models and everything for that. So, and it was free if you attended live. Now, if you do want the replays, all you have to do is upgrade to a Social Buzz Club membership. And I'll talk about that next week. But I hope we'll see you on for Kai's webinar training on how to get paid what you're worth. Show me that money, people. All right. See you next week, July 23rd, 11 a.m. Pacific. If you want the replay, you got to be a member. Sorry. But really, it's a no brainer. Bye for now.